This is a little bit awkward. I'm using this new tablet. It has more memory than any other device I have, and I haven't made room for much. Uh, I'm told that this tablet can support 2 terabytes. TF card for 2 terabytes supposedly can work in this machine. Maybe later, but anyway, I don't want to do anything live or streaming or something. Always just a simple recording. I'm calling on some of the people who've joined what is just a stampede to LinkedIn from NATO. I would say I've gotten several dozen. Scrolling through it, at least 3 or 4 dozen messages having to do with NATO. I'm in no position to comply with the request for recommendations or policy or anything with NATO. Although looking through several, there doesn't seem to be any reason to think that people are protesting my own ideas about NATO. So it's a little bit strange, I think, for people to think that I would respond to the nature of some of the ideas about um, where people can go from where they've been with NATO. Most of the ones I've looked at, they're just going, unscientifically through, several dozen messages. Most are kind of rank and file, generals, secretaries, functionaries, consultants, and then some, rank and file, in addition. And I don't know when NATO's going to put people on the street or anything like that. I don't get the impression that they think that they're going to be, leaving NATO anytime soon or something. But on the other hand, it's as though they're looking around, and while I look to me, I haven't ever been on a NATO advisory committee having to do with what I knew about a long time ago. So, and in terms of, people in charge of anything now, well, I can't possibly offer any advice, except that I do know, and they know that I've said, uh, there are some people now in a kind of emergency mode trying to resuscitate NATO, re-legitimate NATO and stuff. And you know that I'm against that. I'm all in favor of members of the EU, for example, starting from that standpoint to think, well, now what can we do besides NATO? That's generally what I have to say. The people getting in touch are not only American citizens of great renown, and so I can't respond any better than this way, to folks. Many of them are CVs, and so what am I supposed to do with that? So I would need better information. And who set off this wave of inquiries on LinkedIn? I don't know. I wonder even, I had thought earlier to talk about the information available on Dean Rusk including the idea that Bobby Kennedy once said, Lyndon, you ought to make Bill Moyers your Secretary of State. And I thought, well, uh, this business is sort of that way, and you have to understand what that meant. But anyway, I don't have an axe to grind, in terms of the people involved with all of that. But maybe I'll do better once I get a TF. What is it? The memory card, the 2 terabyte card for this tablet, which would ease the difficulty I have now. But it won't provide much more than an image like this, which is about all I deserved. People have decided what I deserve, by the way, and let me say, in the same way that I predicted hospitalization last time, I can say I'm headed there again for the same reasons. And I've learned it doesn't do any good to talk about it, but that's going to happen too. And so sometime soon, I think I will try to get the TF card for this new one here. It's essentially the same as the other one, but because it has the Android 16 that is still working in the background trying to organize itself, it's amazing what's happened, but that's of no interest, I think, to anybody. I thought, do I need a Windows 11 Pro tablet? And I finally said, well, it's a good one. It's 3 times as much as I paid for this, which is about $100. And it's only worth about $100 to me rather than, $350. So that settled it. It would be nice to have Windows 11 and a tablet, but I know what to expect whenever I buy anything, so why bother?